Title: My golden child sister is ruining my life and I'm sick of it. Okay, I don't even know where to begin, but I'm at my wit's end. I'm the oldest of 3 siblings, 29F, and my sister Leah, 26F, has always been the golden child. I don't mean that in the usual sense. I mean she literally gets away with everything, is adored by our parents, and can do no wrong, while my brother James, 24M, and I get the scraps. It's been this way for as long as I can remember. Leah was always the perfect daughter. Smart, outgoing, beautiful, and effortlessly successful. My parents showered her with praise, bought her whatever she wanted, and praised her for literally everything she did. On the other hand, James and I were basically the second place kids. I'm not trying to throw a pity party here, but I've always felt like the second best. And it's been hard. Fast forward to now. Leah is a successful lawyer, married to a great guy, living in a beautiful house with a perfect little baby, and my parents worship her. She's the one who gets invited on family vacations, who gets all the family support, and even when she does something borderline ridiculous, like getting a tattoo on her wrist that says YOLO in Comic Sans, yes really, our parents praise her for being so bold and living her truth. Meanwhile, I'm struggling. I'm working a full-time job in marketing, trying to get my life together. But somehow, no matter what I do, I'm never good enough. I'm constantly compared to Leah. It's not even subtle. My mom calls me the practical one, which is just another way of saying boring or not special. I try to bring up my accomplishments, and it's always like, oh, that's nice, but did you hear about Leah's new promotion? A few months ago, something happened that made me realize just how deep the favoritism runs. It started with my wedding. I'm getting married in a few months, and I asked Leah to be my maid of honor. She said yes, of course. But then came the drama. Leah kept trying to take over the whole thing. She'd suggest venues, caterers, dresses, everything. I tried to stand my ground, but it was like I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. I had to constantly explain to her that this was my wedding, but she would brush it off like I was just being too stressed. Here's where it gets truly maddening. During the planning, I found out that Leah was telling my parents she was the one planning the wedding. She kept saying things like, well, I really think my sister would love this, and I know her better than anyone, as if I wasn't even there. And my parents, without fail, would praise her for being so helpful and organized, while I was left to deal with the actual work. But the worst part? At my bridal shower, my mom completely ignored me and spent the whole time fawning over Leah. She kept calling Leah the most beautiful girl in the room and telling everyone how lucky she was to have her as a daughter. At one point, she even said, Leah always knows what to do. She's just the best at everything. And everyone just nodded along like it was normal. Meanwhile, I sat there quietly, trying to hold back tears because, well, who the heck wants to be the second place kid at their own wedding shower? I tried to call my mom out on it later, but all she said was, you're just being oversensitive. Leah is such a big help to the family, and we're so proud of her. The thing is, I'm not asking for them to hate Leah. I love my sister, but I can't be the only one who feels like I've been put on the back burner my whole life, right? I'm exhausted from feeling like I'm living in her shadow. It's not even that I want Leah to fail, it's just that I want to feel like I matter too. Update 1. Okay, so I've been reading your comments, and I'm really thankful for the support and the advice. It honestly feels like I'm not crazy for feeling this way, and some of you really pointed out things I hadn't realized. So, after a lot of thinking, I decided to talk to my mom about how I was feeling. It wasn't easy. She's never been good at taking criticism, but I felt like I couldn't keep bottling this up anymore. I sat her down and said, Mom, I need to tell you something that's been bothering me for a while. I felt like Leah gets all the attention and praise, and I feel like I'm invisible sometimes. I know you love her, but it hurts that I never feel like I'm enough. I've been working hard, but it feels like it doesn't matter compared to what Leah does. Her reaction was not what I expected. She actually looked surprised, like she had no idea that I felt this way. She apologized right away and admitted that she might have overlooked me in favor of Leah, but she also defended Leah a lot, saying things like, Leah just makes everything look so easy and it's hard not to praise her, but she promised to do better and make sure I feel seen. It didn't fix everything, but it was a step forward. She promised she'd back off from my wedding planning and let me take control of things. I'm still unsure if I fully believe her, but at least she's acknowledged how I feel. Update 2. Okay, so here's where things stand now. My mom did try to back off from wedding planning, but it wasn't easy for her. A few days ago, I noticed she was still texting Leah about the wedding constantly. Leah kept sending ideas and suggestions, and my mom was still praising her for everything she did. I tried not to get upset, but it's like every step forward I take, there's another step back. Then, at a family dinner last weekend, things took another weird turn. Leah, in front of everyone, casually mentioned that she was going to help me pick out my wedding dress. I hadn't even asked her. My mom was all smiles and said, "That's so sweet of Leah, she knows exactly what you'll love." At that moment, I snapped. I said, "Leah, I haven't even had a chance to look for my dress yet. I know you want to help, but I'm trying to do this on my own." It got really awkward. My mom immediately got defensive, saying, "I was just trying to make things easier for you," and Leah, of course, was completely confused and hurt by my response. The dinner turned into this passive-aggressive conversation, and everyone was looking at me like I was the problem. It's just so frustrating. I love Leah, I really do, but it feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle. I've tried everything to make my feelings heard, but every time I do, it feels like it's dismissed. I honestly don't know what to do anymore. Update 3. Final. So after my last post, things took a turn I didn't expect. I ended up talking to Leah in private about everything that was going on, and surprisingly, she finally heard me out. She apologized for overstepping with the wedding and admitted that she didn't realize how much it hurt me. She also said that she never meant to overshadow me, but that she always gets so excited to help that she forgets to step back. She also said something that really stuck with me. "I never realized how much our parents' favoritism hurt you, and I'm sorry I didn't notice it sooner." That conversation actually gave me some relief. It wasn't perfect, but it felt like a genuine apology, and I think Leah finally understood where I was coming from. As for my parents, they've definitely been trying to show more attention to me, calling me for no reason other than to check in, offering to help with wedding planning in a very hands-off way, and just generally making an effort to acknowledge that I exist outside of Leah's shadow. I don't know if everything is fixed, but I do feel like things are improving. It's going to take time, but I'm hoping that the more I assert myself, the more they'll start recognizing me for who I am, not just as Leah's sister. Thanks for all your support. You guys really helped me gain the perspective I needed to deal with this.